The carnivore diet, just meat, salt and water. It's been hyped as the ultimate way to lose weight, boost energy and simplify eating. But here's the thing, it's not going to last. In fact, 2025 might just be the year that it dies for good. Why? Well, here are 10 reasons the carnivore diet is doomed, and you won't believe how obvious some of them are. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO organic acid stool test and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. Number 10, the ghosts of diets past. History repeats itself. Have you ever wondered why diets like the Atkins or the South Beach diet skyrocketed in popularity, only to crash just as fast? History has a funny way of repeating itself, and the carnivore diet is no exception. Back in the early 2000s, Atkins was the big thing, low carb, high protein, and everywhere you looked, people were swearing it was the future. But what happened? The same thing that happens to every extreme diet. People realised it's not sustainable. The carnivore diet is walking the same path, just with more steak. Fad diets create a buzz, they peak, and then they fizzle out when real life kicks in. If Atkins couldn't survive with more flexibility than the carnivore diet, what chance does this all-meat plan have? But if history isn't convincing enough, let's talk about something that hits even harder: your wallet. Number 9, meat, the price you pay. Think eating only meat saves money because you're cutting out things like processed foods? Think again. In the UK, for example, the average price for quality beef can be around £12 to £15 per kilogram. Add in chicken, lamb and fatty cuts to keep up with the high fat requirements, and suddenly you're spending anywhere from £200, £300 or even £400 a month just on yourself. And that's if you're okay with cheaper cuts. If you're aiming for grass-fed, organic or specialty meats, that cost skyrockets. Compare that to a balanced diet with grains, vegetables and legumes, and it's clear the carnivore diet isn't just restrictive on your plate, it's restrictive on your bank account. But the cost isn't just financial, it's the cost you pay with your health. Number 8, the Quitters Club, why even the devout are dropping out. So many people jump into the carnivore diet claiming it's life-changing. But fast forward 6 months and many of these are quitting. But why? It's not just because they miss potatoes and bread, the truth is it's unsustainable. Your body needs a variety of nutrients, and while the short-term benefits might feel great, long-term carnivore followers are reporting serious health issues such as high cholesterol, heart problems and even strokes. A quick online search reveals story after story of people experiencing chest pains, extreme fatigue and mental health struggles. Sure, some die-hard fans will defend it to the end, but the growing number of ex-carnivores speaking out tells a different story. But beyond health, there's another question. How do you survive on a diet that's missing half of what your body needs? Number 7, where are the vitamins, the nutritional black hole? Imagine cutting out fruits, vegetables, grains and legumes, basically every natural source of fibre, vitamins and minerals. Can a diet like that really keep you healthy? The short answer, no. Vitamin C deficiency, check. Fibre deficiency, double check. Even with organ meats, it's nearly impossible to meet all of your nutritional needs. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weak immunity and digestive issues. People love to claim our ancestors thrived on meat, but guess what? Our ancestors also didn't live past 40. Modern science tells us what we didn't know back then. You need more than just meat to thrive. And speaking of science, number 6, science strikes back. The data doesn't lie. At first, the carnivore diet seemed like it defied logic. People were losing weight, feeling energetic, and claiming it was the ultimate biohack. But as more research comes in, the cracks are showing. Studies now link high meat consumption to increased risk of heart disease, colon cancer and kidney issues. Saturated fats and cholesterol, not your friends in the long run. The science is clear. While short-term results might look impressive, the long-term effects are anything but. But while science delivers the facts, social media has its own way of killing trends, and the carnivore diet isn't immune. Number 5, social media burnout. The carnivore echo chamber collapses. Remember when your feed was flooded with influencers preaching the gospel of steak and liver? Where are they now? Many of the loudest voices have quietly pivoted or disappeared altogether. And why? Because the hype cycle is real. Social media thrives on trends, and once the novelty wears off, so does the audience. Plus, when influencers start facing the same health issues as their followers, it's hard to keep preaching the benefits of an unsustainable diet. But beyond losing followers, there's a personal cost to living this way, especially when it comes to your mental health. Number 4, the mental health toll, mood swings, depression and anxiety. Cutting out carbs doesn't just affect your waistline, it affects your brain. Carbohydrates help regulate the feel-good hormones. Without them, people report mood swings, anxiety and even depression. Sure, the initial carnivore high feels great, but as time goes on, those good vibes crash hard. There's a reason why humans naturally crave a variety of foods. Our brains need balance just as much as our bodies do. But if mental health concerns aren't enough, what about the planet? Number 3, the climate crisis, the environmental cost of eating meat in 2025. Climate consciousness isn't just a trend, it's a necessity. The carnivore diet's heavy reliance on meat makes it one of the least environmentally friendly diets out there. Livestock farming is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emission, deforestation and water consumption. As more people become aware of the environmental impact of their food choices, the idea of eating only meat feels not only outdated, but also irresponsible. But even if you don't care about the environment, there's one problem that every carnivore faces, and it's impossible to ignore. Number 2, food fatigue, the monotony of meat. Imagine eating steak, then more steak, then more steak. Sounds great for the first week, maybe even for the first month, but after that, boredom hits hard. Food isn't just fuel, it's culture, variety and joy. Humans are wired to enjoy diverse flavours and textures. The carnivore diet strips that away, leaving you with the same repetitive meals day after day. Eventually, even the most dedicated carnivores will hit a wall. But beyond boredom, the biggest reason this diet will die in 2025 is simple. It's following the same exact script as every failed diet before it. Number 1, the inevitable truth. Fad diets always fail. What do all fad diets have in common? They promise quick fixes, extreme results, and revolutionary health benefits, and they all fail. The carnivore diet isn't special, it's just the latest in a long line of miracle diets destined to fade. People get excited, they try it, and then they realise it's unsustainable, and they move on. Anyhow, that's the end of today's video, and if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this one up here because I'm sure you'll find it equally interesting. And the only other thing that's left for me to say is to remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.